back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. So I want to explain something. The clips that you guys have been seeing from my cruise, I just got back from my cruise early a couple of days ago, and like I said in my first video, I don't know if I would fully explain myself. I said that I would edit the the videos that you're seeing over time or when I got back from my vacation. That is literally what I've been doing because I didn't bring my computer with me, and internet was limited when you're on a cruise ship. I mean, the cruise ship did offer Wi-Fi, but you had to pay for it, and you only got a certain amount of minutes, and if you ran out of those minutes, they had different internet packages, and my husband and I didn't want to pay for the package that offered like the streaming and like the necessary stuff that I needed to edit the videos that you guys have been seeing. So I want to thank you guys for, there was one comment that said like, have a safe trip. Thank you very much for that. And sorry for the way my voice is. I have literally been sick for an entire week. I think it's common when you come back from a vacation, you immediately get sick because of like after the stress of planning, and then you have fun, everything catches up to you and your body like needs to rest. But the reason I'm doing this video now, it is something I have to talk about. So my husband and I, like I said, we left for our cruise. We left in the beginning of August, and this video that I am posting, it is near the end of August. We did not take a month vacation. The British Isle cruise was literally an 11-day cruise. So what happened? As you guys know, we are Canadian. We flew with Air Canada. If anybody has been following the news, you will know that Air Canada, their flight attendants were on strike and flights were effective. When my husband and I were literally like the second last night of our cruise, and we were in Belgium at that time, or Amsterdam, I can't remember. I think it was Belgium, but literally when we got the wind of like, it was like up in the air while we were on vacation. Even before we went on vacation, it was up in the air that Air Canada flight attendants would possibly go on strike, but nothing was said. So we thought we were in the clear at least, or we thought, hey, maybe they'll do the strike thing after we get back from our vacation. Boy, were we wrong. So literally, while we were on the cruise ship, it broke out. Air Canada flight attendants were on strike. I'm stressing out because it's like, oh man, what are we going to do? So literally the morning that we disembarked from our cruise ship to head back to London, because we were flying out of Heathrow, I had gotten the email at 4:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because London is 5 hours ahead. So it was literally like, I didn't get that message until like, it was the Monday night at 10:55 our time, but it was literally 4:55 Eastern Standard Time when they made the announcement, or I got the email that our flight was canceled. So I am freaking out. So we got back from our cruise on Tuesday, and sorry, yeah, the email came out Monday night. We got off the ship Tuesday. We had already planned to fly out the following day on Wednesday. That was the flight that got canceled. So literally, the shuttle service that the cruise offered, we got on the shuttle bus, went to Heathrow, stood in the big line with every other person or Canadian who was flying with Air Canada, because all the flights for that day, because a lot of people that were on the cruise were planning on leaving on the day that we got off the ship. So everybody literally went to Heathrow. We stood in the Air Canada line for 3 hours, and we had to find a way, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to get back to Canada? So fast forward to the 3 hours, I'm having like panic attacks. My husband is fuming because this is like absolutely ridiculous, and like the strike had been going on for a bit. And when literally the strike ended the day we disembarked, but our flight was still canceled, even though it was for the next day, because it takes a few days for airlines to get back to normal when a big thing like a strike happens. Like I said, we were in this line. We finally got up to the counter and we explained our situation. We said, hey, we know we're not really top priority right now, and our flight was originally for the next day, but we still need a new flight. Air Canada was gracious enough to say, like, yes, of course, obviously. They couldn't give us a direct flight because literally the next direct flight would have been for Monday, August 25th. And it is now Wednesday, August 27th, today, when I'm posting this video. So we were originally supposed to leave London on August 20th. That was last Wednesday. And so we're like, well, what are we going to do? So Air Canada said, well, here's what's available. And if you don't jump on this now, somebody else is going to grab it. Basically, Air Canada didn't give us different options. They just said, like, here's your best option. And my husband and I had already discussed and agreed, being like, whatever they offer us, we're going to take it. We just want to get back to Canada. So we had got the option. Our flight was flying from Heathrow to Washington. We had a 12-hour layover in Washington, and then we do Washington to back to Canada, where we lived. So we were like, okay, it's not a big deal. How soon can you get us out of here? We were supposed to leave on Wednesday, August 20th. We didn't leave until Sunday, August 24th. We had no choice. I kept saying, we were stuck in London for an extra 4 days, to say the least. So we originally had a hotel booked for the Tuesday night, August 19th. And when airlines, they have to give like a good amount of time when they cancel their flight. We at least had like a day or two notice, so to speak, even though they're supposed to give a 72-hour notice. They didn't do that really. And Air Canada or any major airline, they are supposed to give vouchers for 3 nights at a hotel that they put you at. So we explained to the desk that, like, hey, we already had this hotel set up for the Tuesday night. So they said, come back to Heathrow the following day and we'll give you your hotel vouchers for the 3 days. And even though we were staying in London for the 4 days, my husband and I had to pay for the last night. And we were like, whatever, it's just one night. So we got put into the Radisson Hotel, which is the one we were originally at for the first night before we were supposed to leave on the 20th. So we had to go back to the Radisson, and they gave us a different room that we were there for 3 nights. And then on the Friday, because we had to stay the Saturday night as well, like the Saturday to Sunday, my husband went down to the desk and said, like, hey, we need to spend one more night because our flight doesn't leave until Sunday and we want to pay out of pocket for this one. Can we just stay in the room that you guys originally gave us so we don't have to switch rooms? They were cool with it, and they allowed us to stay in that room. My husband and I paid out of pocket for that one, and the hotel also gave us food vouchers for the hotel restaurants. We didn't use it. We used it a couple of times for breakfast, and it was like all buffet, but it was the exact same food over and over again. Nobody wants to eat at the same place where they offer the same food 3 times a day over and over again. We got tired of it, so we made the conscious decision, and it was very expensive. We decided to just do Uber Eats, and we didn't really care at this point. We were just done. I even did a little snippet of a video, and I'm going to share it now about my frustrations with Air Canada, so here it is.
Hey there, so we are done the cruise. We got off the cruise ship in Southampton. We had to be off the ship by 7 a.m. because that's the time that was given to us because we had booked a shuttle to take us to Heathrow. And the only problem is that if anybody has been listening to the Air Canada airline news, because of the flight attendant strike, our flight that we were supposed to take the next day was canceled. So we had to wait in the Air Canada zone lineup for a good 3 hours so that we could rebook our flight. And literally when we were in that lineup, we had gotten the email, or somebody on City News, it was announced that the strike was over. But it does not mean that we get our original flight back because it was already canceled. So after 3 hours of waiting in a ridiculous line and my anxiety going up and down like nobody's business, we have a new flight that's leaving on Sunday. We were supposed to leave.
Oh, this bed is beautiful. Oh. Ah.
That's my husband. We have been up literally since 5:15 this morning, and we're just tired, and
Hungry.
we're starving. We haven't eaten anything, and it's like London time, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, like I was saying, our original flight back to Canada was Wednesday. It got canceled, and I got the notification on Monday night when we were still on our cruise, on our last night on the cruise. So after waiting 3 hours in line, we now have a new flight that's leaving on Sunday. So we are stuck in London for 5 days. We basically got another vacation, but it's whatever. Like, the people at Air Canada said that was the earliest that they could get us out was on Sunday, because we had told them we were willing to go to Montreal or go to Toronto, like whatever airport in the Ontario area, because that's where we live. Like, whatever airport's in that area, we'll go to it. We don't care. We even went as far as saying we don't even have to sit next to each other on the flight. We were even okay with going on separate flights if it came down to that, but they did book us together, and we are both on the same flight. So the flight on Sunday leaves at 4:40 in the afternoon. We are arriving in Washington for 8 o'clock at night. And then we have a 12, almost 13-hour layover in Washington. And then we leave at sometime after 8 o'clock, I want to say 8:15 in the morning. And then we get back to our hometown by close to 10 a.m. on the Monday. So we are at least on a flight that gets us back to Canada, and never ever again will we ever travel with Air Canada, because this whole experience, don't get me wrong, I understand where the flight attendants are coming from. Basically, everybody who works in a job as dedicated as flight attendants, they want more money. Everybody wants more money for their job. I get it, but you gotta admit, they picked the absolute worst time in history to go on this strike. So we are in London for 5 extra days. So there's London to explore, because we didn't really get a chance to explore London at all when we were here before we went on our cruise. So we'll see what's in store.
Can you not see the delightfulness in my face? I was really done with that day. I was absolutely done with the situation. I was done, capital D-O-N-E, done. So like the story goes, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Basically, we got another mini vacation out of our original vacation. We basically explored London. We did the whole touristy thing in London. We did like a hop on, hop off bus, because it's like, well, what are we going to do? We're not going to stay in our hotel room for 4 days, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the chance to go home. So we explored London. We got on the hop on, hop off bus that we found, and we saw the London Eye, we saw the bridge, we saw Buckingham Palace, we saw like the Horse Guards, we saw Westminster Abbey. We even did like a Harry Potter walking tour. I didn't take any videos because I didn't want to be disrespectful to the tour guide, but I did take some pictures. And I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but my sister is. So the Harry Potter walking tour, she basically took us around like the downtown part of London, where the certain scenes were shot from all of the 8 Harry Potter movies. Because you got to remember, the last book, Deathly Hallows, was split into 2 movies. So we did the walking tour, and we went to the Madame Tussauds wax museum that was on Baker Street, and we even got to see like the statue of Sherlock Holmes, and we saw a Sherlock Holmes like a pub, and it was just really great to see a little bit of London. And I will be sharing our mini vacation as well. So as I'm saying this, it's like my husband and I, we were pretty much, it's not what we wanted. Like, we didn't want another mini vacation on top of the other vacation because we were already done with the British Isles and we were ready to go home. And we had like plans to like get back to our life and get over this jet lag sooner than now. And I'm still recovering from this hoarse voice. That's why I sound like this. But we still had a great time on the Norwegian Dawn. It was my first cruise, and it was just an amazing experience, and I will never ever forget it. Definitely going back to Edinburgh and Dublin and Belgium and definitely France and even London again, because you need more than just a day or a couple of days in those parts. You need like a week each to see those specific places so you can explore all of it. So to say the least, it wasn't the trip that we didn't plan, but it was still a fun time and we made it back home safe, and that's all that matters, and we're just focusing on getting back to our regular lives. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.